guys. So today I'm going to be attempting to cook a 5-course meal. Have I ever cooked a 5-course meal? No. Do I know how to cook even a 1-course meal? Hardly. Do I know what I'm doing? Absolutely not. But am I going to be doing it anyway? Yes. And you might be wondering, why am I deciding to do this if I don't even know what I'm doing? And that's because I'm hosting a little Friendsgiving dinner with my friends tonight, and instead of asking everyone to bring a dish, like asking someone to bring the dessert, asking someone to bring the main course like a normal sane person would, I decided that I'm going to be cooking each dish myself. Now that I'm thinking more about it, I really don't think that this was a good idea because I don't really know how to cook. Like, I can kind of cook, I can bake, I can make scrambled eggs and toast and smoothies and bagels and smoothies. This is the fit that we have going on today. I have a gray sweatshirt, gray sweatpants, apron. We have the chef's hat, obviously. I'm hoping that by dressing like a chef, it will like unleash my inner chef so that I can actually cook something decent for my friends. And by the way, they're coming at 5:30 tonight, and it is currently 10:52 in the morning, so almost 11 a.m., which means that I only have 6 hours. In order to make a 5-course meal, we first need to understand what a 5-course meal consists of. According to the articles that I read, a 5-course meal typically consists of an appetizer, a soup, a salad, an entree, and a dessert. So those are the 5 things that I'm going to be making today, and I used my iPad to kind of make a little menu that I think turned out so cute. I used the app Notability to do this. Okay, so the first order of business is figuring out what order to cook the food in, because you can't really just cook it in whatever order you're gonna eat it, because like the salad has to be made fresh and you want food to taste fresh. So after planning with my mom a little bit yesterday, we figured out that the dessert is gonna be the thing to be made first because it can go in the fridge, it can be set aside. We're gonna be making cannoli, and I'm not gonna be making cannoli shells because I don't know how to do that, and the food needs to be somewhat edible. So yesterday I got some pre-made cannoli shells, and all I have to do is like make the filling, which theoretically should be easy, but we'll see. Okay, I need to go ahead and get started making the cream for the inside of these shells, but I'm quickly realizing that I should have pre-read these recipes. Like, I should have looked at them to make sure that there wasn't any prep, because there was prep for this. Step 1, place the ricotta cheese in a fine mesh strainer and place it in the fridge to drain for at least 12 to 24 hours. So I did not do that, but I think it'll be okay. Because I just simply don't have 12 to 24 hours to make these desserts. I have like an hour. Does it actually matter? Like, can I just kind of like, I don't know. Hey Mom, I've come to the conclusion that nobody got time for that, so I'm just gonna wing it. This is probably the worst thing about cooking with acrylic nails, is it gets, ew. This is probably so unsanitary, I'm so sorry. Okay, so we have 8 in each one. So 8 times 3, 21. So 2 times 3, 6. Okay, so I need 6 cups of this ricotta cheese, which seems like so much. This is my problem with cooking in general, is that it just seems so fun and like romanticized, and you see all these cute little TikToks. Then when you actually try to do it, it's just kind of a mess. Like, I just always get so overwhelmed and like sticky and messy, and then like something goes wrong. But we're gonna try to stay optimistic here. We're gonna try to have a positive attitude. I'm just like getting worried. Like, what if my friends show up and only half the meal is made? Like, that's just embarrassing, and I'm like, oh my goodness. That's just gonna have to do, because that looks so creepy. Look at that. Does that not look like a Demogorgon? Okay, the recipe calls for 2 teaspoons, actually wait, times 3, so 6 teaspoons of lemon or orange zest. I don't really feel like measuring it, so I'm kind of just gonna zest some in. Is that the right terminology, like zest? Like, is it zesting or is it grating? Because you're making zest, so is that like the act of making zest is zesting? Okay, this is what we are working with. It looks slightly inedible. It looks, I'm gonna put this in the fridge. Hopefully it comes to its senses and decides to start like looking like cream. Otherwise, we're not gonna have dessert. Next on the menu, we are going to be making the appetizer, which is the goat cheese and fake crostini with caramelized onions, minus the caramelized onions because I can't stand those. This I'm fairly confident that I will be able to make with ease. I'm really hoping so because I need something to turn out, and I think that this is like as easy as it gets. So if I mess this up, I'm basically hopeless, but I don't think I'm gonna mess it up. I think I have a good chance at it turning out decent. We're gonna pretend that I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning in my little Italian bakery to make these loaves and that I didn't buy them at Wegmans. How cute is this though? Like these are so, I just love baguettes. Like these are just like, okay, so slice the baguette into 1/4 inch slices. Spread goat cheese evenly over each crostini, followed by some of the caramelized onions, and finally a dollop of fake jam. Garnish with thyme leaves if desired. I love the vocabulary that comes along with cooking. Like, I'm gonna garnish this dish. I'm gonna put on a dollop of, actually, I don't really like that word dollop. They just have such a fun, vivid language and I really love it. Also, this is disgusting. Ew. I always forget that milk and cheese are in the same food category. Like, I know that they're both dairy, but they just seem like completely different foods to me. But they're like basically the same thing, right? Like, okay, wait, then how do you get different types of cheese? Okay, so we're just putting the little mozzarella on there, and the mozzarella is already pre-sliced, which is really nice. And then we're gonna take a dollop of fig jam. I feel like I should definitely try this before, because what if it's absolutely rancid and then like I put it on, so I should probably taste it. It tastes like a sweet pepper, but I actually really like it. Put a little bit of jam on that. This looks really good though. Then I'm gonna get a little bit of thyme to put on top. It looks so good. Okay, I knew this was gonna turn out. Like, look at that. Look at how cute. This looks like something you would get at a restaurant. Like, I'm so excited. Okay. I'm getting so mad at myself because I keep putting the jam on before the cheese, and you're supposed to do the cheese before the jam, and then it's like, what do I do? Like, I can't use this. Mozzarella, jam, topping. There we go. Yay! Okay, I just have to keep saying this process to myself because I want something in my, I just like reach for the jam. I don't know what it is, but like we cannot have that happening. We're gonna move on and start making the soup, and people are still not coming for another 4 hours, which means that the soup is definitely not gonna be fresh, but I'm thinking I can kind of like keep it on the stove on low, keep it simmering, and then it'll still be warm. Okay, so this is the current situation that we're working with. There's so much soup. The recipe that I'm following says that it's gonna make enough for 16 people, but this is enough for like 60 people. Initially, I was making the soup in this pot here, but then it was like literally getting to the rim and I hadn't added all the ingredients, so my mom helped me move it to this really big pot. Right now, I'm just adding some sugar to the soup. I wouldn't have thought that soup would have sugar. Okay, so while the soup is simmering on the stove, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the dessert. It's giving old yogurt. Like, it just looks so disgusting and clumpy. It does taste really good though, but it's just what happens when you don't read the recipe and when you don't follow through with what the recipe says. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try adding some powdered sugar and just like make it like a really sweet, thick frosting. This is really the part when I'm gonna have to rely on my chef skills because I don't know how much powdered sugar to use. I'm just gonna wing it and like add a bunch. I feel like this is gonna be so bad. No, it's gonna taste good though. Like, we have the orange zest, which I think is gonna save this. It's so watery. I just FaceTimed my mom and she said to try adding cream cheese, and I'm gonna add this in. I really, really hope this fixes a problem. I kind of have a feeling it won't. It looks the exact same, like there's actually no change. So I'm gonna put this in the freezer and just hope that it quickly thickens. This happens to me every time I cut an onion, and I don't know what to do about it. Like, I have just been going through a really hard time recently. It's just been like, ew, I don't even like that. I'm not even gonna want to eat this. I'm also not like fully following the recipe because it just seems so long. Like there was so much onion and so much lettuce. And like, oh my word. Also guys, it's currently 4 p.m. which means that people are coming in an hour and a half, and I don't even have the main course cooked yet. This recipe calls for half a cup of these pepperini. Not gonna lie, I'm getting sick of cooking right now. Like I just wanna hang out with my friends and eat the food, but I don't really want to finish cooking. I'm just kind of like, last thing that I'm going to be doing is making the spaghetti and meatballs, and I'm so ready to be done with this. Like I feel like I've been doing this for hours. Actually, I have been doing it for hours, so that makes sense. But I'm gonna cook the spaghetti. I have my water and salt boiling here, and I'm not gonna follow a recipe for this because I know how to make spaghetti. I've made it many times. It's a very basic thing to make. These are the meatballs that I'm gonna be making. They're pre-made because once again, ain't nobody got time for that. 40, 45, 42, 44, 45. Okay. Then preheat the oven to 475, which I did. I'm gonna move on and start working on the filling for the dessert a while, and I looked it up and it said that if you add heavy cream, there's potential that it will help it. So I'm just gonna whip it up with some heavy cream. And if this doesn't work, honestly, I don't know what we're gonna do. Guys, I just checked my messages and I realized that I told people to come at 6, not 5:30. So I actually have 30 more minutes than I thought. I'm like, I am so thankful. Like that is just like a little like blessing that I needed because I truly don't think I can get everything done in less than 30 minutes. Okay, so this is what the filling is looking like. I don't know if you can tell, but it's definitely a lot thicker. But I'm also not sure if it's ready to be piped. But whether or not it's ready, I'm gonna pipe it because I don't. Okay, this is the moment of truth. So it says pipe it halfway on the one side. Oh, it's gonna drip out. I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna do a taste test once this is done. Actually, can I do a taste test now? Should I do a taste test? Also guys, I printed out these little menus and I'm so excited about them. These are the ones that I hand drew using Notability, and it was literally so easy. I just went into the app, printed it out straight from there. I didn't have to like export it, do anything like that. There's literally a print button in the app, and I printed them out, and I'm just so proud of these. Like these little doodles took me so long, but I love the way that they turned out, and I'm really excited. I'm just gonna put one of these next to each plate, but we are gonna make these desserts. I need to stop talking and finish this meal and get it ready for the guests. Like I said, I'm gonna be making the spaghetti just like from memory, so we'll see how this goes. We're just gonna wing it. I think that'll be enough.